Shanghai is a city being born. Skyscrapers burst from the ground at an amazing rate. Trendy shops, restaurants, and bars materialize overnight. The city buzzes with youthful energy, tangled traffic, and bazaars that sell everything. But down a little alley, at early morning under a willow tree or in a hidden neighborhood market, traditional China, the Shanghai of old, brushes up against the modern. Our exploration of the city concentrates on three main areas: the waterfront, or Bund, the Old Town, and the shopping street called Nanjing Donglu. Growth in Shanghai in the past decade has been dizzying. Every week, older sections of town are razed to make way for gleaming skyscrapers. More than 5,000 new high-rise buildings have gone up. Thousands more wait on drawing boards. For all the mind-boggling changes, the people of Shanghai carry on, holding on to tradition while welcoming the modern. At once timeless and serene, entrepreneurial and savvy, the people embrace their new city with pride and affection. Set on the delta of the mighty Yangtze River, Shanghai was an isolated little fishing port until the British opened a trading post here in 1842, exporting exotic goods home and importing opium from India. Stately European-style buildings sprang up on the riverfront known as the Bund. At its height, the city thrived and became known as the Paris of the East. But the party ended when the Japanese invaded during World War II. In 1949, the Communists marched into the city. For 40 years, Shanghai slept, to be awakened again in 1990 when China's leader, Deng Xiaoping, declared the city open to trade. Money came rushing into the city from the central government and then from local and foreign investment. Shanghai began to prosper. The main shopping street, Nanjing Donglu, stretches west from the Bund. A pedestrian-only shopping area makes a colorful, intriguing adventure. Dispensary number 1 is a pharmacy with some wild-looking cures. Next door, food store number 1 offers up mounds and mounds of fruits, candies, meats, and vegetables. Figuring out exactly which is which can be challenging. The western end of Nanjing Donglu grows upscale, with elite shops that the average Chinese worker can only afford to look at. Still, the streets are thronged with eager shoppers, Shanghai's youthful, growing middle class. Tea began in China. The Chinese domesticated tea plants 5,000 or 6,000 years ago. Romeo and Juliet are jasmine-infused tea leaves wrapped around flowers. Romeo has a slightly stronger flavor than Juliet. The Yuyuan Theater Tea House is located in the center of the Yuyuan Bazaar, a bustling shopping area loaded with souvenirs for tourists. Shanghai's best dumpling shop, Nanzhong, is here, serving up thousands of fat steaming rolls to hungry customers. For genuine antiquities, there's no place more stunning than the Shanghai Museum, which opened in 1995 to international acclaim. The Chinese name for their country is Chengkua, or Central Land. For many centuries, China was the most advanced civilization on the planet. The country has an amazing 4,000 years of unbroken history. The museum's bronze collection includes food, wine, and water vessels, many 3,000 to 4,000 years old. Jade, or the Stone of Heaven as it's known, dates from the Neolithic period in China. A sacred stone, jade accompanied the dead on their journey and served as a link between the spiritual realm and earth. In the Neolithic age, pottery was developed in China when people baked mud on baskets to harden them for food vessels. Using fine white kale and clay and baking it at a higher temperature, the Chinese further developed the art of pottery by inventing porcelain some 1,500 years ago. Modern-day Buddhism is on display at the Jade Buddhist Temple, just north of downtown. Buddhism is experiencing a renaissance since China relaxed restrictions on some religious practices. Both a religion and a way of life, Buddhism teaches self-awareness and a love of wisdom. The Jade Buddha, for which the temple is named, is an exquisitely jeweled statue, serene and slightly bemused. It was brought here from Burma in the late 1800s. Zapu Road, not far from the Bund, is the locals' lively street of restaurants. With a sense of adventure, you won't go wrong. Well, not too wrong, anyway. Shanghai cuisine is a mix of traditional dishes from nearby provinces. It often involves a complex savory sauce and chicken or fish. Shanghai acrobats juggle, tumble, and fly through the air at the Shanghai Center nearly every night. Acrobatic arts began as a folk art as early as 200 BC and later became a favorite of the imperial courts. Physical strength and mental focus characterize the Shanghai acrobats. Their balance and timing derives from the Chinese philosophy of Qi Kung that stresses manipulation of energy, or Qi, through breathing and meditation. One of the best shows in Shanghai is hanging out at one of the bars or restaurants in the Bund and watching the lights go on. Another excellent way to take in the city lights is by boat. With its people's love of color, excitement, and shopping, it's no wonder Shanghai has one of the most dazzling nighttime skylines. While young people now belong to trendy athletic clubs, the older generation turns out in droves in city parks to practice the ancient art of Tai Chi. Like a jasmine flower in water, Shanghai is blossoming. Tradition and the modern world merge and mix into something wholly new. Whether it's shopping, acrobatics, nightlife, or Tai Chi, the people of Shanghai embrace life with great joy and zest. Whatever Shanghai becomes, it will remain colorful, vibrant, and spirited. Shanghai leaves you with a smile and a determination to come back again soon.